Hi guys, welcome to Money Lux. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about 10 habits that keep you poor. So make sure to watch the full video. 1. Impulse buying. Those who are constantly in financial distress are often the type to snatch up something whether it's on sale or not, even if the purchase wasn't exactly planned. In fact, impulse buying can lead to a series of different issues. First, many people will justify these unplanned purchases by saying that they earned this new gadget or that the item is not a want but a need. Second, these spur-of-the-moment purchases, when put on a credit card, may lead to the person paying for the item without actually having the funds to cover the cost. Finally, these random purchases make it much more challenging to adhere to your spending budget. To compound these issues, a lot of people, once realizing that their budget is blown, will continue spending knowing that they've failed in sticking to their budget. Now, don't get me wrong, an impulse purchase from time to time will not derail your chance of ever becoming wealthy, but as you can see, issues begin to compound when you spend outside of your financial plan. As a best practice, every day say the following affirmation to yourself: I only buy what I need. Before you know it, you will be a much more conscious spender, and this restraint from making impulse purchases will have your bank balance growing in no time. 2. Using credit cards for the points. Not all rewards credit cards are evil. In fact, when used responsibly, some definitely have their place in your wallet. However, there's a reason credit card companies offer those rewards, and it's definitely not out of the goodness of their hearts. Rewards encourage you to spend more, plain and simple. A 2010 study presented at a meeting for the American Economic Association found that simply using a rewards or points-based credit card with a 1% return actually increased monthly spending by $68 and overall credit card debt by $115 per month. Suddenly, that pursuit of points doesn't seem so savvy. While you might score a little cash back on that purchase, many cards impose heavy restrictions. From annual caps to higher cashback rates only for limited purchases, such as gas and groceries, you might not be getting back as much as you think. Going deeper into debt in pursuit of the almighty credit card point is simply not worth it. 3. Keeping up with the Joneses. Real estate agents often say that it's better to be the worst house on the best street than the best house on the worst street. However, when your neighbors seem to have it all, the drive to be the best house on the best street can overshadow your spending savvy. Competition is a psychological trigger that can cause spending and keeping up with the Joneses, or competing against family members, neighbors, or friends can lead you to overspend. While some people simply don't care about measuring up to others, it can be a real challenge for certain families. When a friend purchases a new vehicle or home, takes a pricey vacation, or even wears expensive jewelry, it can trigger competitive behavior that leads to poor spending decisions. It's important to remember that success is hard to measure from the outside. When you see a neighbor pull up in a shiny new car, remind yourself of your priorities and goals. No one can see your retirement account balance, but you know that you're working to secure a comfortable future by contributing to it instead of that new watch. 4. Relying on retail therapy. While some people exercise or listen to music to reduce stress, others find therapy in spending. Shopping can actually release endorphins in the brain, similar to other activities such as exercise, sex, and even eating chocolate. Unfortunately, like those 3 things, spending money in order to feel good can actually become addictive. Shopping to boost your mood creates a link between happiness and buying material goods, and it's a link that can be seriously hard to break. So how pervasive is this issue? A 2016 study conducted by Ebates, the pioneer and leader in online cashback shopping, found that 96% of adults and 95% of teens participate in retail therapy. The top items that provided therapy for these individuals included entertainment, travel, and electronics. Needless to say, this type of spending impacts just about everyone. Of course, if you can't get your emotional spending under control, you may need professional help. Shopping addiction is real and can be difficult to break, but with the help of a dedicated mental health professional, You can learn your triggers and find coping mechanisms to help keep you out of debt. Now, am I saying that all shopping is bad? Of course not. You just can't do it to help you feel better at the end of a bad day. Find other cost-effective ways to reduce stress and increase your happiness, and you will get the same end result without busting your budget. 5. Expecting a miracle. People who are constantly in money troubles often believe that righting their finances would take a money miracle. However, you're never going to get out of debt by winning the lottery, landing a windfall from a wealthy relative, or having the world's best-paying job simply fall in your lap. What makes this way of thinking so dangerous is that it removes you from a position of control. When you're hoping for someone else to swoop in and save you from your bad habits, you're handing over the financial steering wheel and emotionally cutting yourself off from your debt. Of course, we all know that your credit, debt, and lifestyle belong only to you, and only you can solve the problem. 6. Succumbing to lifestyle inflation. As you get older, you probably expect to achieve a better financial status than you had as a young adult. A better job, a raise, and even natural economic inflation can all affect your earning power. However, the difference between those who succeed in growing their wealth and those who perpetually struggle is how they manage the balance between their income and expenses. 7. Avoiding your debt. When you have a seemingly insurmountable amount of debt, just the thought of paying it down can make you cringe, and for many, their strategy for managing this debt is by avoiding it. Those who tend to ignore their debt may engage in the red flag behaviors, like avoiding phone calls from creditors and growing out bills before they even open them. You don't have to like your debt, but you do have to acknowledge it. Get in the habit of opening your mail when you feel calm and ready. The more you know about your debt, the better prepared you can be to face it. 8. Taking interest-free loans. Like credit cards that offer points and rewards, stores that offer no-interest loans are simply luring in potential debtors and enticing them to spend more than they can. The sad part is that many people who bite on such offers won't pay off their loans before the interest-free period ends, after which they're often slammed with fees and even retroactive interest from that so-called interest-free period. Always read the fine print, and remember, unless you're certain you can pay it off before the grace period ends, interest-free loans are anything but. 9. Only paying the minimum. Paying the minimum every month doesn't mean you're getting out of debt. In fact, minimum payments are often calculated to be about 4% to 6% of your balance, which could mean you're not only staying in debt, but actually accruing more interest. When you open your credit card statement, remember that you owe the balance, not just the amount listed under minimum payment. 10. Relying on only one source of income. For most people, having a sole source of income is a way of life, and this income usually comes in the form of a salary. Unfortunately, jobs aren't as secure as people perceive them to be. In fact, in 2018 alone, U.S. business laid off more than 21 million people, meaning that if your job was the only way you made money, then all of a sudden your cash inflow came to a halt. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.